Round one.
Hey guys, just a very quick video today, just as also these gameplay clips. I unfortunately forgot to have my microphone on, so I was chatting away to no one, it turns out, but the game audio saved and obviously the gameplay saved, so I've been saving these for a time when I just thought, yeah, we'll just do some non-live commentary. But anyway, I hope you guys, or well, you guys have been telling me that you've been really enjoying the Elimination gameplay recently, which I don't normally play, so it's really good to hear. It's nice to have a bit of a change, and I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it. Obviously, there are, like, with Elimination, I forgot just how controversial the mode is. I mean, in some ways it's quite crazy just how strongly felt Elimination, like how you should play Elimination is amongst people. I guess what I'll do in this video is I'll talk a bit about how Elimination has actually progressed as a mode across the years, because I have played this game for 6 years plus, so I have been there since the beginning, and there have been various iterations of honor rules and how you should or shouldn't play the game. And as some people have had, well, not as much in the comments, it's actually more strong opinions actually in the middle of the game, where I've had literally teammates who have tried to kill me, they've tried to make my enemies win, they have tried to quit the match, like anything, just if one apparent honor rule has gone out the window. Now, I've got no issue with how Elimination is played by anyone else. Like, if you want to play Elimination a certain way, that's up to you. Like, if you want to do 1v1s, that's fine. If you want to do team fights, that is up to you. But also, I think that you're not going to be able to control what someone else does. Is the crux of it. And I was one person at the beginning of the game who would play Elimination in the quote-unquote honourable way, because I thought, well, I'll do 1v1s because it seems like that's the, well, there's another way of saying it, a more honourable way to play. So I used to play like that. I used to just wait for people to finish their duels and then go and start a fight, etc. But as the literal years have gone on, I found that it doesn't matter actually in every single situation, every single scenario in Elimination. There is no way that the fight will be honourable. Even in round one, even in the first duel of round one, the match is not going to be honourable. It's not going to be fair, because of the simple fact that it's a 4v4 game mode, which means that you have gear score, or gear, more specifically the gear perks. So someone could have 3 gear perks and fighting someone with no gear perks. So it doesn't matter. This is not even taking into account character imbalances. Let's say all characters are all completely 100% balanced, which of course they're not. But let's say they all are. If 2 people fight at the beginning of Elimination in round 1, and one of them has gear perks and one of them doesn't, then it's going to be a non-equal fight. So there's that. And then if you go into later rounds, etc., so people start getting feats, that increases the imbalance even further. And then there's also boosts on the match as well. So one person might have a shield boost, one person might have a sword boost, or whatever, which then increases it even further. And of course, the more factors that you add on to it, then the more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, it becomes exponentially more of a uncontrollable factor. And then also you might have a 1v1 and the 1v2, such a, like, whatever. So there's that to take into account. And of course you can try and make it reasonably equal. Like, if someone's on low health and you're going to go into a 1v1 after you've waited for them to finish their 1v1, and you can go and let them get the health or go and let them get the shield, but they're always going to be 1 or 2 HP or 10 HP less. By the way, this is an epic moment where I ledge all 3 of them. But yeah, there's always going to be a moment where it's not going to be possible, even if you try and make it so that everyone heals. Then there's the thing of getting everyone in the lobby to do exactly the same honor rolls as you want to, which again is going to be another factor, as well as the in-game factors. It's going to be another factor to take into account, and most of the time you're never going to get someone who does the same honor rolls. There might be two quote-unquote honourable players in the match who have different versions of the honour rule, whether that's, oh, I'm going to stop them from getting execution but not attack them, or as soon as they've killed someone then you can start attacking them, or you have to wait for them to finish their execution. Like, there's honour rules within honour rules, and it's just without communication, especially if you've got a console where you can't actually chat in game, then it just becomes impossible. So that is another factor to take into account. So then that leads me to my next point, which is basically, well, you can't control all of these factors. So basically the conclusion that I've come to is that, well, the only thing you can do is just to put everything on the table from round one, match one, and just go with it from there. Just attack everyone whenever, and get all the boosts you want, use the perks you want, fight anyone when you want. Like that's all you can do, because as I said, with all those other factors, it's impossible to make it fair. The only thing that basically shouldn't really be done in Elimination is, in my view, is just being toxic about it. Like, that's the only thing that shouldn't happen. And also, when I was doing the honor rules for a few years at the beginning of the game, a lot of the time, like, we're talking like over 70% of the time, I'd find that if I got to the last round, round 5, and people were doing the honor rules, they would just kill me at the end, suddenly randomly gank me when they all had all the shields and all the buffs and everything anyway. So I was really just sick of that, and that was a massive part of my coming to this conclusion as well. Like, I've come to this conclusion, and I've decided, well, I'm not going to bother with any kind of rules. I'm not going to spend my time wasting about what people are doing, like what rules, etc. I'm just going to attack everyone from the beginning, make that very, very clear, so that you know, it's as non-toxic as possible, basically. It's not like I go around waiting for someone to finish a duel and then just stab them in the back and then start emote spamming and calling someone bad or something. Like, I've never done that and never will do that. That's the only, and if people do that, that's the only thing that I would frown upon. So yeah, so that is kind of like, think of it like I'm basically a player that has served as like a computer over the years, and there's iterations upon iterations of the honor rules, and I've basically just come to this conclusion, which is that it's impossible to do honor rules. However, if people want to be honourable, like, that is not an issue as well. Like, you've paid for the game, or maybe not, you've got it for free, but you've got the game, and like, you're free to play it as you want. But other people are not going to play it as you want, and they won't play it as you want. So that, you know, that's the case. Also, there's the other thing. Well, the other factor is that you might be in a team. You might have got some friends that are playing Elimination, and you're fighting like as a one. So there's that to consider. And also, from a more like personal point of view, in Elimination, like, unfortunately, at higher like skill levels, like, you're going to get matched up with teammates that are just frankly aren't as good. Like, the game is literally calculating that you need to play with some worse players, and like, I've got to the stage where I will just be with like worse players. So it actually would be in my favour if I did push the honor rules, but I'm happy to have the challenge and get those cool anti-ganking clips and stuff. So there's that from a content creation point of view as well. Now, there's always the exception, and that is brawls, in my point of view, which I don't mind whether people do it as 1v1s or team fights. The thing with brawls is that It doesn't have any gear score, doesn't have any boosts, it doesn't have anything else other than your character and the health that they're given in the base version of that character. So it doesn't. So levels don't have anything to do with it. So that's why I would make that exception every now and then. So yeah, I thought I'd just clear all that up, just because people have had various views on it, and I've had a few matches recently where it's just made me remember what Elimination is like and how it is probably considered literally to be the most toxic mode because there's so many different factors involved. So in summary, personally, I don't mind whether someone wants to do 1v1s or whether someone wants to do team fights. This is just my logical step-by-step way of how I've come to the conclusion I have of just deciding to just throw everything on the table and do team fights in Elimination from now on. I can do both. I can do 1v1s. I can do team modes. It doesn't matter. I can win in both scenarios. So from a content creation point of view, it's like nothing to do with that. Perhaps actually some people can't do team fights and they haven't learned how to do team fights, which is why they get annoyed when suddenly their 1v1s are interrupted or they don't have the option to a 1v1. So maybe there's that to consider as well. But yeah, that's just a few thoughts from me, basically describing as to how we play Elimination at the moment. Always welcome to disagreements. I'm sure there'll be lots of people disagreeing or agreeing, but an opinion is an opinion at the end of the day, and it has been posted on the internet, which means that people are likely to go crazy. So I hope you've enjoyed the vid nonetheless. Please like the vid if you have, and subscribe if you want to see more as well. So have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one.